Panda Anthem.
Ian, what's up?
Red Panda Anthem.
Red Panda, what's good?
Red Panda Anthem.
It's your boy.
Let's talk about this while I'm writing down the names to give the cash outs, by the way. So I'm gonna do this live and challenge anybody else to do it. That's like the equivalent of just going to the neighborhood and just throwing up money in the air. It's like some Alpo Rich Porter back in the 80s, like, you know what I'm saying?
Respectfully.
Like, just cause, you know.
Respectfully.
Definitely, respectfully, at the highest level. Please. Please. The bond market is falling apart and the market is down today. What is one big lesson we should take away from this?
To ignore conventional wisdom and to follow your own research. So if you look at the market, if you go back, let's say 20 years, like if you look in a recession, what happened in 2008? If you go to BND, which is Vanguard's total bond market ETF, they bottomed out at 67. We're currently at 77. I mean, if we get to 69.42, I like BND. But when everyone's saying, hey, go 80-20, 80% equities or stocks, 20% bonds, you won't lose. Now, what happens if you're down in the bond market, down in crypto, and down in stocks? We usually give up. That's why I always focus on having the best prices. But if interest rates are going to go up, what usually happens to the bond market? I'm begging you, if you take nothing else away from me, outside of the pineapple juice and the leather jacket and all that, right? Take away, no matter what happens, only you care about your money and you have to know the best prices and where to get into every commodity. Yeah. Don't listen to a whole bunch of rambling going back and forth. The bond market has been sliding technically since last August. And think about it. No one after August was saying bonds were a primary vehicle to put your money in. Real estate, Turo, crypto, stocks, ETF, crypto, right? No one was saying, hey, bonds are where you should put your money. And I feel sorry for those that are getting close to retirement, because when a black swan event happens, like the one that's happening now, where it's a bunch of things happening that's making the market fall, the ones that maybe went to 50% bonds or 40%, they're getting hammered on both ends. So please always do your own research to know market.
Yeah, so I was doing some research and studying the bond market. Tell me if this is the simplest way I can put this, and maybe you could simplify it even more. Inflation goes up, interest rates go up, bond market goes down.
Very simple.
Okay.
Were you a teacher? Hey, man. Lesson plan 101. Ain't God good. Very simple.
Interest the second part of that is like what? Yeah. Inflation goes up, interest rates go up, bond market goes down. That's the equation. That's not even quadratic, all right? A Pythagorean theorem. That's like Market Monday's equation.
That's an SAT word, quadratic. That's nice. That's nice. That's like drillmatic.
Drillmatic. Shout out to Game.
Yeah, shout out.
Ian, let's talk about it. Okay. What are top 4 key VIX levels to know exactly when to buy top 5 stocks in the market?
And this applies to the top 2 crypto as well. Josh had a guest on 2 weeks ago, Nick Colas, amazing interview. And he gave some levels out, and a couple people in Red Panda and a couple earners hit me and was like, yo, you hear about the VIX levels. If you guys go back to that Mark Cuban episode last year, like a year and a week ago, we gave these levels out prior to. So these are the levels in which I'm excited to buy. So if you don't want to use indicators and don't want to be on the charts all day like me, right? These are some levels you can write down and know. So $47.32 is the first level. Okay. $71.30 is the second level. You guys can write this in chat. So for those who missed it can pick it up. If we ever get to $90.68, you can almost buy any top 5 quality stock because they do the opposite. So when the VIX is up, the market is down and opposite. And then if we ever get back to the all-time like high range of 137.64, this means all hell has hit the fan. We're probably in war, full out economic collapse, banks fall apart, true geo level contagion event happens. If we get to 137, 64, you can buy up all quality. For those of you who are trying to trade these levels, this is the part that sucks, right? I remember in 2016, the VIX got to, I think, 72. Yeah, August 24, 2015. And the VIX futures stopped being able to be traded by retail traders. So on the downside, man, if I would have been able to short 4 contracts, I probably would have made like 230,000. Cut off trading. This is why I tell you guys, trading and investing is not fair. It is set up for the institutions and banks to win. So you have to know that. So even though you may want to do a put or you may want to short it, you may not be able to. But if you buy on the long side, you'll be able to take advantage of that move. So 47.32, 71.30, 90.68. And then if we hit 137.64, we're going to hell in the handbasket. But I would buy and hold these for a 5-year period. And you'll be able to get probably a 500 to 700% return if you're buying top quality stocks in the market.
That's an alarming number. So I just want to put that in context, how alarming that number is. And so when March 2020, right, at the start of the pandemic, we saw the VIX climb. What was the peak of the VIX in March 2020?
86.54.
86. And this is like the world stopping. We have no idea what's going on.
Yep.
Hundreds of thousands of people are catching this virus that is killing people.
Yep.
And the VIX is at 86. 130, like, I'm not even sure what would have to happen for it to get there. Like 137?
Yeah, the all-time high was 172.79. That was Black Friday in 1987.
87, right?
Yeah, 87. So that was like, the thing about it, if you can go study, and for those of you, if you're willing to pay for it, go pay for the data feed for that month. And if you study that, that's what really made Paul Tudor Jones great. Like, he is the Michael Jordan futures trader. That market is what made him excellent. So imagine getting to 172 and having to trade in that market. Nothing else scares you. Nothing
like
else.
What? Yeah, right. This feels like the world is collapsing at this point.
Yes. And at that time, they really thought that Wall Street could have went under. So, and then, there wasn't as much, of course, digital advances, quantitative easing wasn't as popular. Like, you were just hemorrhaging. But from 172, the next year, it got back down to $47, 47.65. Like, so if you study, that's why I'll study the true range of an asset class from beginning to end, and you'll be good. Also, for those of you in media, those of you that are entrepreneurs, whatever space you get into, go to the origin of it and study everything from day one. If you study the first 50 years of an industry, you'll see every mistake. Even in media, like when you go back and study the purpose of broadcast media, when we talk about podcasts, I won't say it, but we can see the mistakes that people are making. Like, a lot of hit shows fall off because lack of consistency in content, showrunners change, concept writers change. Like, we're seeing it right now with Snowfall. Like, Snowfall, amazing show. This season, though, I don't know.
It's not good this season.
Franklin's in a tough spot right now.
What happened?
I mean, people might want to watch the show. I mean, there's people in his family that want positions of power, and they decided to start their own thing. And he doesn't know it yet, but they put some plays in motion that they maybe shouldn't have. And so we got to see how that plays out.
Remember when, like, power started to fall off like season 5 or whatever, 6, and it was like
3.
If any of you are watching who write on Power or Billions or Snowfall, this is not an attack on your craftsmanship. I don't want the text. I'm sorry. I apologize. Yes, for the commenters. Yes, I'm caping. Yes, I am. I don't want to ruin no relationships. But this season could have been a hell of a lot better. This is why I like The Wire, Breaking Bad, those kind of shows that sustain writing throughout the entire series are so special because it is rare. Very rare to do so.
Some may argue that doc season of The Wire kind of was a little bit boring, but we needed that for the rest of the story to play out. We needed that.
Yeah.
So maybe that's what this is. Maybe that's what this season is.